Hello, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for asking. So, what is your name?
My name is Manuela.
Nice to meet you, Manuela. I'm Tamar.
Nice to meet
So, tell me a little bit about why you chose to come here today, a little bit about what's going on, and the ultimate factor of why you came here.
you. Yeah. So I just got out of a 2 month long relationship. It was it was a relationship that I really thought was going to last for a long time. Um, I really loved him. I really was invested in the relationship. I just don't understand what went wrong, what happened, what I did. Um, I I'm not sure what to do now. I I feel lost. I feel sad. I want him back, and I want to understand what I did wrong. To be able to just fix this and go back to how things were.
I understand. So, this was very meaningful to you.
It was.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I heard you say that this was a 2 month relationship.
It was.
Okay. So, in this present moment, is it correct to say that you do not know or understand what you did to cause this to end?
Yeah, I don't understand what happened.
Well, we're going to explore that a little bit today, and just so I can gain a greater sense of this relationship, can you tell me a little bit about your history with him and what were these moments that made this relationship so meaningful to you?
Yeah, so we met through mutual friends. I thought we really clicked the first moment that we spoke. Our friends thought we were a good fit for each other as well. So this relationship felt very solid. It felt like it was meant to be. I I thought he loved me. I really loved him. I still really loved him. Um I don't understand what happened. We shared many moments together that I felt were very big milestones in a relationship. We met each other's families. We were planning, big moves, house, and just jobs that fit into each other's schedules. And I don't understand what happened, what where things took the wrong turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand. So for you, you thought that there was going to be something very serious out of this.
Yeah, I really thought he was the one.
I understand. During the span of this relationship, towards the end, were there any signs that you were aware that maybe he was having doubts?
Not really. I mean, maybe now thinking about it, he was a little bit distant, but I just thought he was busy or preoccupied with work and with, life itself, everything that is going on. But I never thought it was our relationship or anything that would compromise the relationship we have.
Mm-hmm. Now, staying in this moment and kind of looking at the bigger picture, what does your support circle look like? Can you describe that to me?
Um, yeah, I have I have three really good friends. We tend to do everything together. I used to involve him in all of our plans. We were always together. Um, we each have like our own separate things that we do, but we always like one of us like always has each other. We always try to, include each other and involve each other in what we have to do. Family is always there as well. Um, just I don't know. My sister's always there for me too. Like everyone's always very tight. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand why, when I'm reciprocating or I'm giving this to him, that like I'm there and I'm committed because I'm there for all my relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Why he would pull away and why he would just end things.
Mm-hmm. So, is it safe to assume that you're a very family oriented and very connection driven person?
Yeah, yeah. I sometimes like if I'm alone, I'll try to see whoever's available, whoever's free and wants to, do things together, or whether that is a doctor's appointment that I might have to go to, just invite them to come along. And usually, if my friends will want to come along.
Okay. Can you describe to me a moment where you are doing an activity or maybe running an errand alone?
Yeah, so I had to get my car fixed the other day because I had like a small leak on one of my tires. Excuse me, and I had to go to Walmart. And I wasn't sure how long it was gonna take, but I was like, I like went in, dropped my car in there, and then just sat in their little like living room, and I was just like on my phone trying to see like where my friends were at, what they were doing. I was, just staying in touch with them, with my sister. I was FaceTiming her or FaceTiming my brother, just, staying in communication with my friends and family.
Now, let's say that you ran this errand, and let's say you were sitting there, but none of your friends were messaging you back or letting you know what they were doing, and there was no communication from them or your circle whatsoever. Let's say that that was the reality. How would that make you feel?
Maybe a little sad. I would wonder if maybe I did something wrong to like maybe not have them answer me. They're usually pretty quick on getting back to me, so maybe I'd get a little nervous, just like what's wrong with them, or what did I do to maybe cause them to not answer me back, or
You would assume that it was something that you did.
maybe, or maybe something was wrong with them, like something happened and they were not being able to answer me back.
In that moment, would it make you feel uncomfortable?
I think so. I think a little nervous, a little like just kind of desperate to get their attention.
And this is with your close friends.
Yes.
So, from understanding that, let's go back to our first topic and focus on your ex partner. How was the communication between you and him?
I think I was pretty quick in messaging. If he needed something or he texted me, I would reply back quickly. Sometimes he wasn't as quick with me just because I understand he was busy. But I would always like call him whenever I had a free chance or free time. And I'd kind of expect the same back, but I understand he was more busy than I was. If maybe he didn't like respond to me, I would check to make sure he was okay. I had his location, so I would check if he was where he had told me he was going to be. And just we had constant communication at like almost every hour. We would check in, and or I would message him to make sure he was okay, and check how he was doing.
Yeah. You said something that I wanted to maybe circle back to. But for now, is it safe for me to assume, or from what you're telling me, is it correct that you wanted a little bit more communication than what he was giving you?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I also get that he might be busy, but yeah, I still think I was giving the attention that I felt like was needed, but I wasn't getting the same back. I just yeah.
I understand that you had said that you guys had each other's location, correct?
Yeah.
And that was vice versa? The 2 months that you were dating, you guys chose to share and consent to sharing each other's locations.
Yeah, like I brought it up in a conversation once, and I was like, maybe we should, just to make sure, like, if anything happens, we are aware of like where we were and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he agreed.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't any pushback.
Um, I mean, a little bit, I guess. He was like, he just mentioned that he had never done that before in a relationship. Um, but I, reassured him that I didn't see anything wrong with it, that I don't think it was going to be an issue or anything like that. So, yeah, we did it.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to one more thing you had mentioned to me. You had told me that during times where he would let you know where he's at, you would just check the location to make sure that that was correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
often would you do that?
I mean, thinking about it now, probably like when he just didn't respond, um, within like the same time span that I would, just to make sure he was, where he said he was last,
Mm-hmm.
and hadn't maybe like gone elsewhere and just forgot to communicate that.
Mm-hmm. I understand. In previous relationships, was this something that you would do with your ex-partners?
Not really, because they were more like shorter relationships. They were never as long as this one.
Okay. So, one more question. We move forward. You said that in previous relationships it had not gotten to the point of sharing locations.
Yeah.
And they were shorter time span of this one. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I always felt like I was invested in my relationships and I just wasn't getting that back. And I really tried to, dedicate time and try to communicate that with them. Um, I feel like my love language is definitely quality time and just, being there for each other. But my previous relationships, it was more like quick, I guess. There just was no reciprocation, I guess. I invest and give, but it just wasn't reciprocated. It just wasn't given back.
Yeah, I understand. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. Now I have a little bit more knowledge on where you're at with your support circle, where you're at with your current relationship with your ex-partner. Now I want to get a sense of where both of you guys are at now. Are both of you still in communication?
No, I think he might have blocked my messages.
Yeah.
I've been trying to, call and message to see what happened, what was wrong, what I did. I tried messaging him on Instagram, and I see that the messages are being read, but I'm not getting anything back. And so I tried that for a little bit. And eventually he like kept leaving me on red, so I thought maybe Instagram was just not working. So I tried like calling. I know he has like a work phone and a home phone, so I tried calling his work phone to see if he would pick up and stuff like that, but no response. Um, I I tried maybe like sending him an email a couple days ago because I know for his work he has to use email, so maybe that would be a way to get his attention. And I just wanted to see what happened, what I did that caused him to just make this decision. But I haven't been able to.
Okay. So from what I'm understanding, you're in search of closure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to see if there's a fix to it, because I really think this relationship was one that I was like really invested in, and it just I don't get why it happened, why it ended.
Okay. I seem to notice when you talk about the ending of your relationship and wanting to get back together, you tend to tense up a lot with your feet, your hands. How does that make you feel about thinking that you want to get back together?
I think really like I get high emotions. It's an overwhelming feeling that I get that I just want things to go back to how they were. Things to go back to normal.
Yeah. Going back to your communication with him now, that's a lot of communication coming from only one party. Do you agree?
I guess.
And he has made no effort to reach out to you?
No.
How does that make you feel right now?
I guess really sad. The fact that I want this to be better, but he's like not wanting the same.
Mm-hmm. No matter how many times you reach out, the response is
just
zero.
silence.
Mm-hmm. How is your support system right now? How do you speak to your friends or family about this?
I with my friends, because they knew about my relationship and how much like I cared about it, I've expressed to them how I felt and everything, and they just try to reassure me that it was for the better, that it was meant to be, that things don't always last, but I feel differently. I don't think that's true. I don't agree with that. And with my family, I haven't told them, because I want this to be fixed. I don't feel like they need to know that something was wrong until it's fixed.
Yeah. For you, this is something worth fighting for.
Yes.
And your friends, close circle, and even if they don't know, family, they might not feel the same way.
Yeah, I guess that's what they've been telling me. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just so perfect. It was such a perfect relationship. I think we can go back to how things were.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to kind of circle back and express to you a little bit about what I heard, so I can make sure that I'm correct in everything that you have spoken to me about. So throughout the time that I'm repeating this back to you, let me know if I have the picture correct. Okay? You're here today because you have recently left a 2-month relationship, not on your own will, but because abruptly he ended things with you. You're not exactly sure on where things had gone wrong. You, in your own understanding, think that everything was perfect. However, there were things on his side that he wasn't communicating with you about, on how he truly felt about the relationship. You're distraught and sad, and it makes you a little bit anxious not knowing his response or if he wants to get back together with you. And despite advice from your close circle and your support system, you deny the fact that this relationship could be over and you have to move on, continuing life without him. Is this correct? Okay. A little bit of the patterns that I see with you telling me this story is you very much wanted to be together with him, either in constant communication, knowing where he's at, and wanting to move forward, integrating both of your futures as one.
Yeah.
During the span of this 2 months, did you never think that maybe this was going a little bit too fast?
No, because in all my previous relationships, it never lasted this long. So I felt like this was a good like timeline for us, and we seemed to be on the same page about everything we discussed. Um, every time I would bring up that, we could move in together, or that like our jobs could be lined up so that our schedules worked out, he would like agree with it.
Mm-hmm. Would you ever ask him if all of this made sense or was a comfortable pace for him?
No, it was never a thought that I had.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was
Comfortable for you.
yes.
Okay.
And I wanted that time with him. I really just wanted to do everything with him. And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that he didn't feel the same way is so puzzling to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you a little nervous right now?
I guess.
How do you manage the thoughts of wanting to reach out to him?
I kind of just act on it. Yeah. Every time I feel like I have something to like not say, but if I want to have any communication with him, like a conversation, I would be like, hey, I want to talk to you. But since I've gotten no response, I haven't been able to say anything. So I guess I've just been bottling up and just waiting until he reaches back out to be able to talk to him and tell him what I want to ask.
Yeah. Do you feel like you want to reach out right now?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot. I feel like I have a lot of things that I want to ask and just understand.
Okay. With the thoughts of you wanting to text him, call him right now, and the fact that you're not doing that, how does that make you feel?
I guess like a little anxious. Like I just, yeah, like a little nervous. I just want to talk to him and see him.
So you're feeling anxiety, nervousness,
Yeah, I guess so.
maybe a little bit of fear of being
of what he might say, of what of what I might have done that was wrong or not what he wanted. Because I always thought like we spent so much time together. We were constantly, whether that was on dates or whether that was him hanging out with my friends or me going with his friends. Like we were just always together. So I don't understand what happened that I didn't catch, because we were always together. There was never anything that we just didn't do that was apart except work.
Yeah. Why don't we try and explore different options of what he might have thought about the relationship? Does it make you maybe a little bit fearful to think about the truth of what he would say about his perspective of your relationship?
Yeah. Yeah. It just makes me a little scared about what could have been the reason.
You think you missed a couple things?
Maybe. I thought everything was going so well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, previous studies have shown that a lot of couples during the 2 to 3 month mark, after displaying some behaviors of really constantly wanting to be with their partner, it tends to affect the couple negatively in the long run. Do you think that there are behaviors within yourself during the span of these 2 months that might have been a red flag or alarming in any way?
I guess maybe like what you said about wanting to always spend time together. I definitely felt like that. I felt like we were so perfect for each other that why not spend every free time together and just take it all in. That's what we did. We're just always together.
Mm-hmm. Your guys' dates were organized by whom?
I would do them.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in the beginning he did the first couple ones, and then I started doing them, and then I kept doing them.
You kind of took the lead at the end.
Yeah.
Were you okay with that?
Yeah. I wanted to spend time with him, so doing the dates was kind of fun to do.
Okay. Yeah. How do you think that made him feel?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he enjoyed the dates, I guess. He never expressed otherwise to me. I mean, in words, I guess. But I mean, thinking back on it now, there were a couple of like surprise dates, and he was, I guess, caught off guard and didn't react how I thought he would react. And it wasn't like a happy reaction, I guess. He was more like, oh, why did you do this?
Yeah. A little bit more puzzled.
Yeah, I guess so.
A little bit more confused than grateful.
Yeah, I definitely felt like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever express these concerns to him?
No, I kind of just said, like, oh, I thought this would be like a cute idea for a date. And then kind of moved on.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I never really questioned it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like just a reaction he had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Say that during this session, maybe a little bit after, you check your phone and there's a message from him. How would that make you feel?
Maybe excited, maybe hopeful. I guess it would depend also on what the message said.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope it's something positive, something like, oh, yeah, like we can talk. Or maybe I would hope it's not like a text explanation of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have this conversation face to face. I really like miss seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These feelings of sadness, anxiousness, and fear, do they follow you throughout the day?
Yeah. Yeah, my friends have been asking me why, like, it's hitting me so hard, but I don't think they understand how much I just wanted to have like all the time with him. Just
Mm-hmm.
just spend as much time as I could with him.
Mm-hmm. let's say that tomorrow you wake up. So the day passes today, you go to sleep, and during that time that you're sleeping, tomorrow comes. But something's different. You no longer feel anxiety or sadness about the ending of your relationship. You actually feel fulfilled in yourself. You feel joy. You feel peace. What would it be, the thing that had to happen for you to feel that tomorrow? What would be the change there, and what would be different?
I guess maybe like having this conversation with him and just understanding what happened. I guess it's that closure that you mentioned, just having that would make me feel better. Would just understanding what happened. Yeah.
Would it be that he had to either say to you, yes, I want to move forward with our relationship, or no, this is the end for me? Would that affect?
Yeah. Yes. Him saying yes would definitely bring peace and help me feel better and happy again. I think him just saying no and ending it off would really like destroy me. Yeah, that would really hurt. I think it would hurt more than I hurt now.
The confirmation would make it very real to you. Okay. I think an important part of the process for you to move forward is understanding that there's a reality where he could say no to getting back together with you, correct?
Yeah.
Assume or try to replace me as your ex-boyfriend. And I tell you, I enjoyed the time we spent together. Unfortunately, I do not wish or continue or desire a future relationship with you. I apologize. How does that make you feel right now?
Really sad. Yeah, and yeah, just really anxious about his decision on why. I just want to know why too.
Well, why don't we explore that? Yeah? You're willing to have a conversation with me as me standing in for your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to be the one taking the lead, and throughout my knowledge of what you have told me, we'll have a conversation. Okay. So right now, I'm your ex-partner, and we're having this closure talk.
I want to understand what happened. I thought things were going well. I thought we really cared for each other. I told you I loved you. I told you how much I was willing to change in my routine and in my like job and all of this to be able to line up with your schedule, and so we could move in together, so we could share more of our lives with each other. And I don't understand why, if every moment we would spend together, I would text you all the time, and I would want to include you in my plans with my friends, and we went with your friends, you met my family, I met yours. I don't understand why you just ended things and give me no explanation and have not answered me back. I've reached out in several different ways and just haven't heard back at all.
Well, Manila, I really cared for you. I cared about our relationship. I respected our relationship. And I did things so that you could feel comfortable. But throughout the time, the 2 months, it was a short time that we were together, and there are a couple things that were alarming to me. I didn't really like that you asked for my location very early on. But when I told you where I was at, you wouldn't really believe me and you had to double check. When it came down to our hangouts, I enjoyed spending time with your friends, but that was also something that you could do on your own. Those are your friends. Just like my friends are my friends. We don't always have to hang around each other's friends. I think it's good to have that space between each other. There were things that made me feel like we were going a little bit too fast. I wanted to put in effort in planning dates for you, but then you kind of started taking the lead. Towards the end, I didn't know how to communicate or express that I just wasn't into this relationship as much as you were. I'm sorry that I hurt you. But for right now, I don't desire to continue this relationship anymore. I'm sorry. How did having this conversation make you feel?
I guess upset, but I understand, I guess, how fast I was moving compared to maybe how he might have felt about it, even though, like, he didn't communicate the fact that we were moving too fast. I can see how maybe involving him with my friends and all of that constantly, just at every hangout, can be overwhelming, can be too much, and just being with him and his friends too.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I feel upset, I guess makes me just understand more what happened.
After having this conversation, do you feel any desire to message him?
I guess not as much anymore. I kind of understand how, like, continuing to message him is just that, like, overwhelming amount of communication and just time, right? I don't. I would still love to have conversations with him, but I guess now it's. I see how I should probably take a step back and just give space and time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you feel the urge to message him and you act on it, it makes you feel better in the moment. Is that correct?
Yeah. But then later thinking on it, I guess it doesn't really make me feel better. It just makes me more, like, anxious for an answer.
Mm-hmm. How would you feel if you started implementing or practicing when you get the sudden urge to message him? You wait, take a minute to think about it, and sit with your feelings of discomfort. Is that scary?
Yeah. That sounds really scary.
Yeah.
Because even, like, doing things on my own feel that scary, and just having to sit there with those thoughts of wanting to message and say something is it's not that feeling that I want.
Yeah. What do you think you were so afraid of?
I guess like being alone. I just have never just taken the time to be alone. And I don't want to. I've always had my friends and my family. I don't like doing things alone. It really makes me uncomfortable. Makes me a little anxious.
Do you think it's that overwhelming feeling of abandonment?
Yeah.
Do you feel abandoned by your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Do you feel emotionally abandoned that your friends don't support you continuing to reach out and wanting to get back together with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
And if you were to tell your family today that he ended things with you, do you think that they would not support your decision to trying to make things work?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they would react a lot like my friends did. Just think that it was for the better.
You know, to be completely transparent, you're still holding on to him. And he let you go. There's certain things that you're holding on to have this future with him. For example, not telling your family that he broke up with you. That's a safety net just in case he wants to get back together with you. You texting and reaching out to him, it's to remind him that you're still there. Let's pretend that you walk out of this room today and you made the decision to understand that there's no more possibility of a future with him. What would your life look like?
I guess a little empty. I have more free time because all my free time I spend with him.
What are things that you like to do in your free time?
I guess I like to draw.
Yeah.
And listen to music.
Was your ex-partner artistic in any way?
Not really. Not really. We would do other things. He was more of an outside person. So we would go and do camping trips, or we would just outside of the home we would go and have dinner at a restaurant, or do more physical activities like paintballing and rock climbing. Those were things that he enjoyed to do, and I knew this, so I would go
Were those
along
fun
with
for
that.
you?
Not really. I thought it was more fun just to spend time with him.
Let's say that you walk out of this room. Let's say you walk out of this room and you go to an art class, or you go get your things and start to sketch or draw by yourself. How'd that make you feel?
I guess good. I really enjoy it. I guess I would feel kind of like peace and calm.
Mm-hmm.
It would really like de-stress me. Just a good way for me to kind of gather my thoughts when I do that.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while though.
You haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something you could do for yourself today?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned you like music.
Yeah.
Do you often listen to music by yourself or other people?
In car rides, if I have to go somewhere, I'll usually like listen to music. But that's about it because I didn't really have time to do so. I would just do other things.
Yeah. Yeah. Activities with music, like concerts. Did you both attend concerts while you were in a relationship?
No.
No.
Never. But like before him, I did. I would go to concerts and with my friends or with my siblings. We would go and just listen to different people. But I never really did that with him. I just kind of did what I knew he liked to do.
Yeah. At the time, I guess maybe you thought that was very selfless of you.
Yeah. I thought I was doing things that would make him happy.
Yeah. After you walk out of the store, there are certain activities that you could get back to. There are certain things that you could do on your own. You didn't really have the time to do them with him. You didn't really want to do things that made you happy with him. You wanted to sacrifice your own things for him. And now, realizing what the reality is, do you have any more ideas on things you could do that you like to do by yourself?
Yeah, I can think of more things that I like to do.
Yeah? Shoot them out at me.
I like wine tasting. I think that would be a good event that like I could also do by myself. I like watching movies. I really enjoy doing that. I think just food, going out to eat. I enjoy watching like games. So if baseball game or a soccer game, I think those are very very fun to do. Yeah, I think I really like that.
Yeah. Certainly get your mind off things.
Yeah, I think so.
And you don't have to reach out for a friend to go with you. These are very much things that you could do on your own. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Let's say you walk out of this room and you get a call from your family, any family member, and they just randomly ask you, "Oh, hey, how are you? How have you been?" At the top of my head, how have you and your ex-boyfriend been? What would you say to them? Right now, feeling how you are feeling.
I would tell them that we broke up, that we're not together anymore, but probably like also share that I feel better now, that I don't feel as like distraught as I was feeling before, and I feel more like at peace with the decision that was made.
Yeah.
Yeah. that I'm okay.
There's many things that can come up during the time that you guys have been apart where you can gain a greater sense of awareness of maybe behaviors or actions that you were doing that probably weren't productive to the relationship.
Yeah,
Do you think that you know those now?
I think so. I think probably the like playing the dates and kind of taking that away from him if that was his initiative, or just maybe texting him as much. I should have probably like given him space to do his own thing, whether that was work or if he was hanging out with his own family. I should have possibly like just let him do that. I guess I was a little like excited, overly excited about the relationship. Now thinking back, I could have probably taken a step back and just enjoyed it on my own. Enjoyed the fact that, you know, he was he was good to me, and I might have been a little overbearing.
I noticed that you're not kicking your feet or making as much anymore. Are you still maybe just nervous, but a tad bit less than where you started today?
Yeah, yeah, I'm a little less nervous, a little less, I guess, in my head about it.
Yeah. I can see it in your complexion. You're taking deep breaths, talking a little bit more smoothly about the situation.
Yeah, I feel a little better.
Mm-hmm. What would you say to your friends the next time you see them when they ask you how you're doing about this breakup?
Probably tell them I'm better, and I kind of see their point of view of it being a better thing that happened, just us not being together anymore. Um, Possibly like communicate with them that I was feeling a little upset and just wanted this relationship to work out and, be good again. But I understand, I guess, his side of how it could have been very overwhelming and how I could have maybe included him too much in our plans when we wanted to hang out. I can see how like now maybe it's better that now like we can hang out and just have like our relationship.
Do you think maybe you stopped paying as much attention to your friends when you were in this relationship?
Yeah, I do think so. Yeah, different activities that we would do. I would just kind of like talk more to him and ask him how he was doing, have conversations with him, and not as much with my friends. Yeah. Definitely did want to just spend a lot of time with him, and like if I was alone, I'd just want to spend time with them, I guess, and just have somebody there.
Kind of like a place filler.
Yes. Yeah, I guess so.
How do you feel about acknowledging that the way you were towards your friends? How does it make you feel right now?
A little bit guilty. I feel like I should have given them my attention the way they were, giving me or trying to give me attention, but bringing him into the relationship and the plans definitely kind of skewed those plans of, having that quality time with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess maybe they didn't feel so great about it now that I think back on it.
That's a possibility. Let's say that you were with one of your very close 3 friends. Can you pick out one of them and try to have a conversation with them and pretend as if they're sitting here in this chair? You're going to be the only one speaking. What would you say to them right now?
I probably express how I feel better. I feel like I understand why the relationship took the turn that it did.
Before you continue any longer, speak to me as if I'm your friend.
Well, first, I'm sorry that when I was in this relationship, I kind of gave my attention to just him and not share my attention with you. And when I did share my attention, it was because he wasn't giving me the attention that I wanted, and I feel a little bit guilty for doing so, and I think it was a little unfair to you guys, not sharing that quality time that you guys were making and including me. But I'm glad that, we're still here for each other. I do apologize for being a little selfish in the sense of just wanting to dedicate and spend time with him and not reciprocate the attention that you guys were trying to give me as well.
I forgive you. Take a deep breath. How did that make you feel?
A lot better.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel like I was kind of a little bitter at the fact that they were telling me that this relationship ending was for the better, was for the best. But now understanding why and seeing how I was also kind of not the best friend, why that was their perspective and why they thought it was for the best.
I'm going to give you some statements, and from these statements, tell me if you agree or disagree. Okay. You can still have meaningful relationships in your life that aren't romantic.
I agree.
You still have a support system that is there for you unconditionally.
I agree.
You walking out of this session today, walking out the door, you can continue to choose yourself and do things by yourself that make you happy.
I agree.
And lastly, from walking out the door, you accept that this past 2-month relationship is over.
I agree.
It can be hard moving forward, but it's important to know that progress isn't linear. Memories come up. Sometimes emotions get heightened when we see somebody again. But knowing that you can continue to do little things by yourself and focus on other relationships in your life, you can move forward. Thank you so much for being very honest with me. Thank you for telling me a little bit about your story. And I hope that we can continue to work together in the future.
Thank you. How long was it?